everybody, Rox here. I hope you're having a great day. Beautiful summer. I know I am having a great day. Today's video is going to be different from my other ones. As you can see, I'm sitting outside. I'm not sitting in my regular studio. That's because my house is currently going under some renovations. But I wanted to get this video out as quick as I could because I know everyone has been waiting for this product. I've been waiting for this product, and finally it's here, and that is the Airsoft Innovations Bang 22 sound grenade. Now, with the Bang 22s, I know that it is the first sound grenade of its type to be marketed for North America. Currently they're really popular in Europe, especially in England, the ones that take the blanks. But these ones don't take blanks. These ones actually take nail gun cartridges, specifically these Ramset 22 caliber. And I'm really excited because I know they're not as loud, or at least they're not as loud according to Airsoft Innovations. They should be suitable for most environments, depending on what size you use. And if that's the case, I expect these things to be extremely popular. What I'm going to be doing is, once we do the opening, I'm going to be showing some various tests around the house. I've got some indoor environments, some outdoor environments, and I have a sound meter, and we're going to be testing what the actual decibel readings of these different different cartridges are in these different environments, because just to see, it does say on the box how it's supposed to sound, but you know that when you're inside a building, it can be different than when you're outside, for example. So using the yellow ones outside they recommend only to use these ones outside. But what would it actually sound like if it was inside? So yeah, we'll get right into the unboxing. So, as per usual, the packaging is nice. Airsoft Innovations does make good packaging. Slides off. Inside, we have a card. This says, in warm weather above 27 degrees Celsius, only use the longest time delay setting. Shorter delays will be nearly instantaneous. And that's something I note too about these. Basically always set it to setting 5. I never set it to any of the lower settings because I find it goes off far too quickly. The Bang 22 uses the same mechanism as the Tornado 2s. So we've got our instruction manual. First thing to note, it says the decibel ratings right there of the cartridges. So your brown 118, green 122, yellow 125, and CQB, loud CQB, and outdoors. One thing to note, that the other main sound generating device that Airsoft Innovations has put out, the XL Burst, I've never used them myself. I used the Cyclones, I wasn't too happy with them, but the XL Burst says on the box that it has a decibel rating of 125. So if this does not exceed it with the loudest setting, that will be pretty cool. Glance through the instruction booklet. Basically, yeah, it says safety, use your mask, use your hearing protection, gloves, how to deal with misfires, how to load it. We'll get into that in a bit. So here's the grenade itself. It does have a nice weight to it. In comparison to the Tornado 2, it is a little heavier. It feels nice, all black. There's no rubber. So the Tornado 2, you have durable rubber components, which I have found have been very good, dealing with almost any impact. This, however, there's nothing like that. It's all metal. So we'll toss this against the concrete too, and see if we get any scuffing. So to arm it, you're going to be taking this off. You're going to be exposing some components in here. Everything seems to be built really nice after initial impressions. It's all metal, as I said already. It doesn't seem like there's anything too bad here. Yeah, this is your timer mechanism. You separate that, you flick this open, you put your cartridge in here, close it. Before screwing this back on, you need to set your timer. You're going to take one of your pins, you're going to feed it through here. Make sure you feed it through both holes, as you can see here. If you only do one, it's not going to work. There. Through the hole, both sides. You're going to twist it to the right. This is going to move the mechanism up. It's a little tough for the first time. First setting, second setting, third setting. Now you're good to go. Then you're going to take this and you're going to screw it back on. Now I'm not going to screw it on all the way. Before we go any farther, I'm going to go get the last few things that I need to do the tests, and then we're going to go and we're going to throw it. So we are going to start with the quietest one first. That is the brown. Sorry if I sound a little loud. I've got my headphones on now. So this is your brown Ramset cartridge. In this one hand, it is a little complicated. Set that in there. Close that. Take your cap. Screw it in place. It's a little tight right there. As it seals back up. Great, so now it is armed. Now, when you pull the pin, it's going to be good to go. So, we're just going to test that right here on the grass. That wasn't so bad. So you can see, look at the grass. Smoking a little bit. Smells like a firecracker went off. Pretty cool. Put this down, open that up. It's a little warm near the bottom. Open that up. Pop your spent casing out. You can just use the pin for that. Great. Now you can tell that one's been used. We're going to go to the green ones now. Green. Same thing as before. Pop that open. Push that down. Close. To reset, line that up. Pin in. Rotate. 2, 3. All the way to the max. Screw this on. Great. This is the green cartridge. That one was definitely louder. Smoking just a little bit. Same thing as before, cleared up. Easy enough to pop the cartridge out. Finally, we're going to go to the yellow Ramset cartridges. These are supposed to be the loudest. So, yellow cartridge. Woo! Yeah, louder for sure. So, a few things to know before we get into the audio testing. This is the one I have. You set it here, and it's going to go, and it's going to show me a range from 120 up to 130 and down to 110. So as you can see, if you hear the sounds of the cars behind me, it's not picking it up. It's only going to pick up the sounds of the grenade when the grenade goes off. So you don't have to worry about background noise corrupting the data or anything. And this is a pretty basic test. It's not going to win any science awards for being super accurate, but it's going to get us the information we need and the information you need to be safe on the field and choose the right strength cartridge for your gameplay. All right, everybody, we're going to be changing it up a little bit. We're using a different app that's going to be showing us levels over time as opposed to the device, which was only showing us the peak, and it was displaying it for very long. So hopefully this gives us better results and can actually pick this thing up. So we will go from here. And this first one is going to be a brown cartridge on grass. The readings of that one were 94.2. Next test, green cartridge on grass. $91.7. Yellow cartridge on grass, attempt 2. We've hit play this time. It's 98.4. Brown cartridge on concrete. That was 89.7. Green cartridge on concrete. $92.5. Yellow cartridge on concrete, test 1. Sorry, 1.4, not 104. So, for these next 2 tests, I am here inside a shop building. I'm going to be testing each of the 3 cartridges, once with the door open, as you can see, and once with the door closed. So you get an environment of what it will sound like inside an enclosed space, and what it will sound like inside maybe like an airsoft style building that has some open spaces in it. Brown, this is going to be a brown cartridge. Bay door open, test 1. That was 103.2. Green cartridge, indoors, door open, test 1. $105.9. Yellow cartridge, test 1, indoors, door open. $107.1. So maybe a little hard to see this one, but that's okay. This is going to be the indoor test, brown cartridge. All the doors are closed. $105.5. Green cartridge, indoors. All the doors are closed. 107.4. Yellow cartridge, indoors, all doors closed, First test. 107.7. So I've got a brown cartridge in here. I'm going to be standing. I'm going to throw it pretty far, and I'm going to see how loud it sounds in the open field when I throw it. So that was barely noticeable. I mean, it sounded like a pop, like a firecracker going off, but it definitely wasn't loud enough. It wasn't any louder than like driving your car. All right, same thing as before. I've got a yellow cartridge in here now, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna throw it away from me, and we're gonna see what it sounds like. That was much more noticeable, but definitely not to the point where you're gonna have hearing damage, that's for sure. So I'm here, have a green cartridge in it, and we're gonna see how tough this thing is. This thing is made out of what appears to be some pretty solid metal, but I'm gonna chuck it against the concrete, like an underhanded standard airsoft style throw, and we're gonna see what kind of scuffs we get on it. Man, I mean, I don't like doing this to something so new, but I'm doing it for you guys, so let's find out. So there we have concrete impacts. As you can see, there's some scuffing. There's some good chipping on here. Some good chipping on the grip. Chips and scuff, that's normal, that's just paper. But so it feels pretty well built, but I don't know if I'd want to be throwing it against the concrete like that every time. Eventually you're going to start seeing some more damage, so probably keep this to, you know, your wood. Most buildings in airsoft are made out of wood anyways, or low underhand rolls if you're doing it in an indoor concrete environment. Other than that though, I think it held up pretty good. Most of the games that I play are outdoors, so it should be okay in the long run. So what are my thoughts on the Airsoft Innovations Bang 22? I think it's pretty cool. It's the first time North America has seen something like this. It's our only shot at getting like powder actuated banging sound grenades. It's legal here in Canada. Like you don't need a license to get it, to use any of the cartridges. And it's built pretty tough. I probably fired it like that many times, plus a few more in the other room. So I'd say probably close to 30 times, and I had no issues with misfires. The only time I thought there was a misfire was my own fault, that I did something wrong when I was reinstalling the pin, and it didn't actually set properly. So it worked good. It can take a beating, and it does not sound as loud as you think. That's the biggest thing to take away from this video if you're going to take away anything from it. It does not sound as loud as you think. I was happy with that. I think in an outdoor environment, you're going to be fine using any three of the recommended cartridges. So the brown, the green, and the yellow. Don't go over. Ramset does make stronger cartridges for it, but they do not recommend it because they say you'll damage the internals. So stick to the brown, the green, or the yellow. Just to be on the safe side, I also maybe wouldn't use the yellow inside buildings because it is the loudest, and Airsoft Innovations has said that it's too loud for most people's use. Other than that, it's a good product. It works really well. It retails for $99 US or 130 Canadian. And I recommend it if you're looking for something that makes noise and startles people, because it will, and it goes off every time. Unlike other grenades, like the Cyclones, which are set at a much lower price point, they do not go off every time. These ones right here, the Tornado 2s, these go off very frequently, but they still use gas, and they're still not quite as consistent. So you want something that goes off every time, I recommend the Bang 22, absolutely. good product. Again, thank you for watching. I know this video isn't the same as some of my previous ones. The format's a little different and no fault of my own, but I wanted to get this video out there. So if you like what you see, hit subscribe, hit like, do all the usual YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in the next one, hopefully back to normal. Bye now.